The Story of Leo and the Hidden Flame, Part 4, Transcendence. By Greg Salters. This is an advanced level C1/C2 Flamma Indomita story. The alley's cold stones pressed against Leo's broken body. Each breath was a razor's edge of pain. Broken ribs puncturing his lungs, blood pooling beneath him, consciousness flickering like the last ember of a dying fire. Raya's distant footsteps seemed miles away, though she was mere moments from finding him. "Am I dying?" Leo whispered to the air. Flamma Indomita materialized, their form both solid and ethereal, a living tapestry of rainbow flames that danced with the memory of countless souls. Their touch was both scorching and healing, a contradiction that embodied the very essence of survival. "Dying is too simple a word," Flamma responded, their voice a symphony of generations. "You are transforming." The void around them shifted, revealing fragments of Leo's life, moments of quiet courage, of hidden struggles, of small victories that had built something larger than himself. Scenes of the community center he'd founded, of the young queer individuals he'd mentored, of the murals that now decorated city walls, each a testament to resistance. A darkness began to gather at the edges of their ethereal space, the dark entity of oppression. Unlike Flamma's unified rainbow-hued flames, this presence was fractured and sharp-edged. It writhed with razor-sharp shadows, a collection of individual hatreds that could never truly bind together. Hate personified, but fundamentally weak because it could not sustain true connection. "But what happens to me?" Leo asked, his body trembling with pain and fear. Flamma knelt beside him, their flames casting no shadow. "You become memory. You become resistance. You become part of a flame that cannot be extinguished." The dark entity hissed, not with sound, but with a vibration of pure negativity. Flamma's flames burned brighter, a direct counter to the fragmented darkness. "Each moment of your life," Flamma continued, "becomes a thread in our collective tapestry. Your pain, your resilience, your love, they do not end. They transform." Leo's physical pain seemed to intensify. Blood continued to spread across the cobblestones, each droplet a testament to the violence that had brought him to this moment. Yet within the pain, something else emerged, a recognition, a profound understanding. "I am more than this moment," Leo whispered, understanding dawning. "Exactly," Flamma said. "You are generations. You are resistance. You are hope." The darkness around Leo began to thin. His physical pain, the broken ribs, the internal bleeding, the brutal beating became distant. His body, once a battlefield of violence, now felt weightless. "This is the moment," Flamma Indomita whispered. Leo felt himself fragmenting, not with terror, but with understanding. Each memory, each moment of courage became a spark. His first Pride March, the community center he built, the lives he'd touched, the young queer souls he'd protected and guided. His last breath escaped, quiet, almost imperceptible. In the alley, Raya found Leo's body. Broken, bloodied, still, the cobblestones beneath him dark with pooled blood. Her scream echoed off the narrow walls, a sound of pure anguish. She cradled his body, her tears mixing with the blood, her hands trembling as she checked for a pulse she knew was already gone. A faint rainbow-colored light flickered near them, almost like a farewell. Within Flamma Indomita, Leo became more than himself. A thread in an eternal tapestry. A flame among flames. No longer an individual, but part of something unbreakable. The dark entity of hatred recoiled, unable to comprehend this transformation. This ability to turn pain into light, violence into resistance. Leo was gone, and yet everywhere. The funeral was a constellation of grief and hope. Leo lay in his coffin, impossibly young, peaceful. A subtle rainbow light seemed to shimmer across his face, almost imperceptible, but present to those who knew how to look. His community filled every inch of the hall, spilling into adjacent rooms. Raya approached the podium, her hands trembling. Behind her, a wall of photographs chronicled Leo's life, each image a testament to his courage. "Leo was born into silence," she began, "in a family that believed difference was something to be hidden, to be ashamed of. But from the moment he understood himself, he chose light over darkness." She spoke of his childhood, the quiet rebellion, the first moments of self-discovery. How he'd hidden journals filled with poetry, dreams of a world where he could be fully himself. How those same journals became manifestos of hope when he found community. Her voice began to crack. He was so brave, Raya whispered. Then, overwhelmed, she collapsed against the podium. Sobs broke through raw, uncontrolled grief that seemed to come from somewhere deeper than words. The rainbow flame flickered nearby, unseen by most but burning. Slowly, Raya lifted her head. The flame seemed to steady her, to whisper of continuity. But Leo's story isn't over, she said, her voice suddenly clear. Grief is love with nowhere to go. And Leo's love, our love, has everywhere to go. She spoke of resistance, of hope, of the unbreakable spirit that cannot be silenced. They tried to break him, Raya said, but they only made the flame burn brighter. Outside, the mural of Leo seemed to breathe, his face half in shadow, half in brilliant light. A testament, a promise. One by one, people stepped forward. Maria, James, the community center director. Each story a thread, weaving Leo's legacy into something larger than death. Maria, a transgender woman Leo had helped escape an abusive home, spoke of how he'd given her shelter, hope, a future. He saw me, she said, when no one else would. James, a young gay man Leo had counseled through conversion therapy trauma, shared how Leo's support saved his life. Tears streamed down his face. He taught me I was worthy of love. The community center director recounted how Leo transformed an abandoned building into a sanctuary, a place of healing, of connection, of resistance. Each story was a thread, weaving Leo's legacy into something larger than death, something unquenchable. As the funeral concluded, something extraordinary began. One by one, mourners lit candles. The flames started inside, small, tentative. Then they moved outside, spreading across the street. The Leo Martinez Community Center, its new name gleaming on a bronze plaque beside the entrance, became the starting point of a silent, luminous procession. Hundreds walked, candles held high. No chanting, no sounds, just light, pure light. Each one representing the spark that Leo had ignited in their souls. Their destination, City Hall, as a testament, a reminder, a promise, a demonstration that Leo's death has only made their spirit and Flamma Indomita stronger. As the procession moved through the streets, the soft glow of candles illuminated the faces of those who marched. But not everyone joined. From darkened windows and shadowed doorways, others watched silently, their faces obscured. Their expressions ranged from curiosity to quiet disdain, fear mingling with resentment. Some turned away, shutting their curtains as if the light itself was a threat. Their homes, cloaked in darkness, seemed to echo the fragmented hate that had struck Leo down. But the march continued undeterred. For every closed door, another opened. A mother stepped out with her child, sharing a candle between them. A group of young people, friends Leo had once mentored, lit their own flames, lifting them high. The procession swelled, not overwhelming the shadows but growing defiantly against them. When they reached City Hall, the mural of Leo stood watch, his face half in shadow, half in light. The flame within Flamma Indomita burned brighter now, not because every shadow had been vanquished, but because every flame lit in love strengthened its resilience. The darkness lingered, but the light grew. Flamma's whisper passed through the crowd, though only a few could hear it. Each spark kindled in love is eternal. The flame cannot be extinguished. And so the march ended, not in victory but in transformation. A growing flame against an unyielding darkness, steady and unbreakable.
Thanks for listening. For more great Flamma Indomita adventures, visit the Queer Triptych at www.queertriptych.weebly.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe.